My next guest is going to be taking on Skyler Mauller, Maverick MMA 29, September 28th. It is right around the corner. It is Jared Rivera, live from a restaurant right now. Jared, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well, enjoying life. Just training hard.
I bet. I don't want to take up too much of your lunch here, but let's start all the way at the beginning, man. Big opportunity, obviously, on the September 28th, but how did you get involved in combat sports? Where did this journey start for you?
I just started indulging in jiu-jitsu a few years back, and then just took it to the next level.
Going over to MMA, when did you know this was more of a career as opposed to a hobby? Because obviously you're taking it pretty seriously here.
I think last year it hit me. I was like, I'm either gonna go all in or just be a jiu-jitsu guy. And I was like, I don't have, do anything. I go all the way in all the time. So I was like, I'm just gonna go for it.
Was it that first amateur fight where you're like, you're like, hey, this is for me, or was it like a first training session? When did that sort of decision be made, like you just said there?
Oh, I did a couple of spars and then like kind of broke myself into it. And then once I had that first amateur match, I knew I wanted to do it.
Okay, there we go. And along with fighting, what else do you do for a living? What pays the bills for you right now?
I do home improvement and construction. I remodel homes.
Okay, that's good. Is that fairly easy to balance with the training schedule? Like, I guess you just have to make it work, right?
Very difficult. Very difficult.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about leading up to this fight? Like, do you get a little bit of time off, or are you working right up until the fight?
I took time off. So my last, usually it's like I take about a month, and I just do nothing but train.
Okay. Well, that's good. So you kind of go all in, which is awesome. And obviously, I forgot to mention off the top there, this is going to be your pro debut, correct? You're leaving the amateur ranks for this fight.
Yes. I've been waiting for this. I've really been waiting for this. I challenged the #1 guy. I beat him in the amateur division. I was #1 Northeast, #1 in Pennsylvania. So the next step is pro.
And it was just, you felt this was the right time because you sort of beat everyone you needed to in the amateur ranks, I'm guessing?
Yeah, I mean, I beat #1 guy. Well, I can't go any higher than that.
Yeah, no, for sure. I know some people are a little hesitant in making that jump, but obviously the timing works out well for you. What do you know about your opponent, Skyler Mauller, 2-1? How do you feel like you match up against him here?
I don't know much about him. Clearly I looked at some video footage of him, but I think I could definitely beat him. I think it's going to be a good show.
And I guess, too, because you're still young in your career, is it more about working on what you're good at, not necessarily the opponent? Because I know opponents change all the time. Let's hope it doesn't in this case, but I'm sure you're kind of focusing more on your skill set.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go in there expecting somebody to do the same exact moves that you see on the video. So, everybody's going to train differently for each individual opponent. So I go in there, I just stick to my game plan. I do me.
Tell me a little bit about training camp. Where are you training right now, and who are some of the main training partners helping you get ready for this fight?
My training camps are at Gracie, New Jersey. That's my home gym. And right now I've been traveling to Dante Rivera's, who
nice.
Working with a few guys over there, like Luke Fernandez, Eric Nolan, Nick Kappa, Nick Galante. It's all good guys. And for my home gym, I think my guy Russ, he's always sent me, and Steve. Those are two of my main partners at Gracie.
Nice.
And then I've been traveling to Nick Catone's as well. And I got to work with some really good guys out there. Corey Anderson, and gave me quite the good looks.
I bet, yeah.
Chris Hayes. Yeah, some good guys.
Good. So good variety, right? And it helps where you live too. There's so many different high-level gyms that are right near you, right? So you probably get, kind of the fruits of your labor. You get a lot of really good opportunities, I'm sure, to train with guys like Corey Anderson. We're talking about a former, Bellator champion and someone that's, been in there with some of the best. That's got to give you a good gauge of where you're at in your career.
It definitely does, but he is no slouch. That guy is every bit of what they say he is.
Yeah. Yeah, knocked out Johnny Walker in the UFC, so I'd say pretty good. As far as the weight cut, we see you're at the restaurant right now. We got this fight coming up. Everything going well, getting down to 185?
Yes. I'm always on weight, professional.
Okay, that's good. Your corner, what will that look like? You mentioned training at different gyms. Who's going to be in the cage with you for this fight?
I'm still gonna have David Deeve, Ali, and I think LJ is gonna be in my corner this one. So I have three this time. So I'm
Okay,
gonna have LJ. So
nice.
it's a pretty good corner.
I'd say so. How's this fight playing out on September 28th? How do you see it going down?
I think I should be able to finish him in the first.
Okay, there we go.
I'm thinking 2-3 minutes. I'll have him. I'm trying to keep it standing, but if not, I'll have to wrestle him and ground and pound him.
Okay, I like how you didn't even hesitate. You already had it in your head. First round, gonna get it done. You don't get paid by the hour, right? So you might as well get in there and get out of there, right?
You definitely don't.
Yeah.
You definitely don't.
What are some of your short-term goals? I mentioned, we talked about it there. This is your pro debut. Is it just about getting activity, getting the right fights? Like, what are some of your short-term goals in this sport?
My short-term goals are more or less to, gain some knowledge, really get a feel for the pro division and understanding different aspects in the fight game.
Okay, there we go. And long-term, I'm assuming the UFC, but other fighters, it's about making the most money. So what's long-term?
UFC is my. I'm going to the top.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. And what about downtime? I know you don't have much of it, but obviously you're at, again, you got the job, you got training, you got this fight coming up. Got any other hobbies outside of fighting?
No.
Okay. Well, that's understandable though. It takes up a lot of your time, right?
Oh, 100%. I'm training 3 times a day. I don't have much time for anything else.
No Netflix, no video games, no nothing, none of that stuff?
No, I don't watch TV.
Okay. You don't even watch fights at all?
I watch fights, but I don't sit at home and watch TV.
Okay. Fair enough. That makes sense. It's Maverick MMA 29 coming up here September 28th. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be live on Spectation Sports. Jared, thanks so much for doing this. I'll let you get back to your lunch. If there's anyone you want to thank before we get out of here, any sponsors or any social media you want to mention, I'll give you the last word.
I'd like to thank Drea's Promotion, Newhouse for my recovery stuff, David Deeve and Dante Rivera for giving me the facilities to use, Nicotone. Shout out to them. And everybody that's been showing me so much support these last year while I've been developing. I want to thank Stoke and Easton.